Night of celebration by Ryan Lochte turned dark and dangerous.
I shouldn't have even thought about going out and getting drunk.
Gold medalist Ryan Lochte, he was robbed at gunpoint.
Lochte robbed at gunpoint.
I should have represented my country the way we were taught.
The group was in a taxi heading back to the Athletes Village.
While returning to the Athletes Village by taxi,
They were at a party. The cab gets pulled aside.
They took his wallet, they took his money.
It just kind of spiraled down from there.
Lochte posted, "We are safe and unharmed."
Obviously sounds absolutely terrifying. Security has been a major issue here from the very beginning. A lot of crime here. This is absolutely the story, Lewis, that Rio officials and Olympic officials had feared.
It was all my fault. And I have to live with that for the rest of my life.
That is just one piece of a Peacock original documentary, In Deep, with Ryan Lochte. It's available now on Peacock. Ryan Lochte's story has had a lot of chapters in the water and out as well. Michelle Tafoya, here he is back to try to make the Olympics and the U.S. Olympic team in a different place now.
Yeah, and think about it. Michael Phelps is the only swimmer who has more Olympic swimming medals than Lochte. Phelps 28, Lochte's got 12, and Lochte's world record in the 200 IM still stands. But he doesn't want his swimming career to be remembered for that scandal in Rio. It kills him that kids who used to call him their hero now tell him on social media they don't look up to him anymore. Now he's married, 2 kids, he has a very different life. He wants people to remember who he believes he really is, a generational swimmer who can inspire other generations like those of his son, Caden, and daughter, Liv.
What a shot there on Instagram, posted Caden and Liv. It's Liv's second birthday, so it's become a family story for Lochte, a bit of redemption, but also rowdy appreciation, as you were pointing out to us during the prelims today, as you look at the birthday girl, the Lochte family there, for what Ryan Lochte did. Go back to that point Michelle made. It was a great point. All of his success in the Michael Phelps era.
Yeah, if there was no Michael Phelps, if he did not exist, this man right here would be the greatest swimmer in history. There's no doubt in my mind. And listen, I said it earlier, you know, we all live in glass houses, and he has changed his life more dramatically than anybody else I've ever seen in this sport over the last 5 years. Father, and I saw him even before Rio sit there and sign autographs for about 1,000 kids. It took 4.5 hours to do that. And I kept trying to pull him away. He said, "No, I'm okay. I'll do it. I'll do it."
And there is Michael Phelps here with the family yet again tonight, taking in all the action. This is the first of 2 semifinals in the men's 200 individual medley. Lochte will be in lane 4, 36 years old.
Change your mark.
Chase Kalish, terrific swimmer as well, next to him in lane 5. Kalish made this U.S. team in the 400 IM and is the world champion in his great career so far, 27 years old.
If you're crunching the numbers and you look at it based on what everybody's doing coming in, Ryan Lochte's not going to make the team. You say there's just no way, but again, this is one of the greatest in history, and if anybody can pull it out and get the job done, it's him. He can put this together and do it, but it's going to take the perfect swim. First of all, it's got to be near perfect here just to get into the semis, and then it's got to be absolutely perfect tomorrow night.
Lane 1, Abraham Devine, 24-year-old from the Seattle area, has the lead. Halfway through, Kieran Smith, who is on the U.S. team. He's won the 200 and the 400 free at these trials, touched second.
When Ryan Lochte broke the world record so many years ago in Shanghai in 2011, this is where he did it. He did it on the breaststroke. And if you think about the 200 IM in times, the top 16 times in history are all owned by Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte. They each have 8. They're the only ones in history that have ever even broken 155.
Kalish off the wall with the lead in lane 5. Lochte to his left. They're going to check for a possible disqualification with Divine in lane 1, but the lead belongs to Kalish.
Kalish looking good. I didn't have any doubts he was going to make it on. Not much doubt about Kieran Smith. And even if Lochte finishes 4th, and I think he's going to finish 3rd. 3rd wouldn't be no problem, but I think 4th will be no problem for him. He's going to finish 4th, 158.6. I still think that makes it back.
See what happens with Divine in lane 1 as they check Ryan Lochte's time. As you said, 158.65. That is just 0.17 of a second slower than his time in the prelims earlier today.
He's not happy with it. You could tell that. And it's going to take a lot faster tomorrow. A lot faster. Like maybe 2 seconds faster. Has he got 2 seconds in him? Butterfly looked good. Backstroke right there. One of the best in history. Olympic gold medalist in the 200 backstroke. Long ago. 2008. Coming home in freestyle. He's going to have a completely different gear.
And Kalish, the 2016 silver medalist in the 400-meter IM, just swam the 9th fastest swimmer in the world in this event, the 200 IM, with that time that he posted here in the first semifinal, 157.19. So they all look at the board, take in the time, and they'll take in the second semifinal. And with Ryan Lochte, with the very few opportunities to make the team, it becomes a nervous few minutes of waiting and watching. And Divine was, in fact, disqualified in lane 1. So that moves Lochte's time of 158.65 to 3rd. And we'll see if that is one of the 8 fastest times in these 2 semifinals as we head towards the final tomorrow. And a kiss for the birthday girl from Dad. Not going on. She was here to support Dad, both kids as well. Different time in life, different phase in life. And brother and sister, not only dressed alike, but they'll have a memory years to come when they hear about Dad's success in the pool as a very decorated Olympian with those 12 Olympic medals. They'll know that towards the end of Dad's career, they got a chance to see him do it in person. Ryan Lochte out of the pool, saw the family, and as he ponders and waits the second semifinal, before that he spoke with Michelle.
Ryan, as you walked up to the microphone, you said, "Are you sure you want to interview me?"
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, because you do have a shot here at getting to the finals if you get there. Do you think you have a faster swim in you?
Oh, 100%. I always feel like, there's no such thing as perfect races, so there's a lot I got to improve on, especially that race. That just was not a good one.
Why do you think it wasn't good tonight?
I just messed up in a lot of places. But hopefully I get another chance to swim tomorrow, and I'll be better.
Well, you did get to see your 2-year-old birthday girl right afterward.
Oh, my birthday girl, I know. I saw her with a credit card earlier. I was like, why is she going shopping already?
It's your credit card. You might want to keep an eye on that.
She can use it. She knows how to use it. She can have it.
We hope to see you.
Thank you.
Well, will Ryan Lochte's time be good enough to make it to the final tomorrow night? We'll find out after this second semifinal in the men's 200 IM. And Michael Andrew, who has really, I guess, exceeded some of the buildup. There was so much buildup early on as a 14-year-old, then not sure, but he has come into this meet with a great deal of success, winning the 100-meter breaststroke. We'll see how he does in the 200 IM semifinal. Carson Foster will be next to him in lane 5. Foster finished 3rd, just missing out in the 400 IM. Trying to find a way to Team USA in this 200 IM second semifinal coming up.
Take your mark.
Rowdy, there's one thing you want us to watch with Michael Andrew all the way through this race.
All the way through. You watch the first 150 meters, the best in the world, the first 150. Nobody's even close to first 150 meters. He just has to put it together in the end. If there were the 50s in the Olympics, he would be favored to win a medal in each one of those. That's how good he is in each individual 50. The problem is you put them together and it adds up to 200.
As they go to backstroke, does that have to do with his unique training method, training for speed, speed, and more speed?
It is. Good point, Mike. That is what he's used to doing all his entire career, training speed. 23.9, by the way. I mean, that's almost a second faster ahead of the world record. 53 flat on the way out. That is ahead of Ryan Lochte's world record.
So he has the big lead, but as you said, it's what happens not on this 50, but the next 50 coming up.
He only knows one speed. I've been talking to a lot of coaches, and I even talked to his dad about this. He knows one speed and one speed only, and that is all out. That's hard to do. You always want to have a building feeling, but it's all out, baby, all the way. It's like an 800 guy just sprinting the first 600 meters to see what he's got at the left. Oh my goodness, he is a second ahead of world record pace.
He continues to extend. Now can he maintain? Michael Andrews trying to put on a show here in Omaha. The world record is 1:54 flat. It's Ryan Lochte's world record. Can Michael Andrew get there in this semifinal? He'll be just shy of that, but at 1:55.26, it's the fastest time in the world this year, and Michael Andrew continues to make statements at these trials. He had over 100 age group records in his youth, turned pro at 14. Andrew from Encinitas, California now, on through to the final in style.
He had the fastest split on each 50 by far. I mean, nobody was even close. And then had the slowest split on the last 50. He's 30 flat on the last 50. I mean, good gravy. This guy, he's just so much fun to watch. I love to watch him. And by the way, Mike, he is such a nice young man. Nobody's nicer in the sport. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir. Yes, ma'am. I mean, he's so polite in every single way. Fastest time in the world.
And the fifth fastest swimmer in history. Now, the times, we focus so much on Andrew because he was knocking on the door of a world record there for 180 of the 200 meters. Did Ryan Lochte get in? The answer is yes. He slots into the 6th spot. So Lochte, trying to make that 5th Olympic team, will have a chance to do it tomorrow night. It's kind of cooling down. Wait till tomorrow night. Does he have a faster time left in him? Final swim of the night, and another electrifying swim from Michael Andrew. We saw that in the 100-meter breast, and we see it here in the men's 200 IM, flirting with world record pace. Here he is after the victory in that semi, talking to Michelle.
Michael, for a minute there, it looked like you might break Ryan Lochte's world record. How much was that on your mind?
It was on my mind. I knew this morning I was a 10th off, or 10th under world record pace at the 150. That makes sense, having my 3 strokes being the strongest, but we've got some work to do to get to Ryan's record.
What do you like about what you did that you can take into the final tomorrow?
Ooh, I mean, I haven't looked at the times yet, but I do know my weakness is that freestyle coming home, and so might take some more work, but I'm excited for it tomorrow.
You'll be in the pool with Ryan Lochte tomorrow night. You might have a chance to do it then.
Oh, that would be incredible, you know, to have Ryan here and to become a close friend with him through our sponsor Tier has been amazing. Ryan's an incredible athlete, so to race with him is always an honor.
The speed, I mean, every single one of your laps was remarkable.
Thank you.
Just talk about the fact that you're doing this with a style of training that some people question.
Yeah, I think people don't understand how specific we are in our training. We don't waste any time doing anything that isn't going to make us faster, and I like to think it's showing in the pool, and I'm excited to, bring forth an academy with the MA Swim Academy to give people all the tools so they can swim fast as well.
We'll see you tomorrow night in the final.
Thank you so much.
Michelle, thanks. You know, Rowdy, it's called ultra short race pace training. Hear Michael Andrew talk. I hear about his training. It reminds me of the time I spent in the golf world with the U.S. Open going on all weekend on NBC with Bryson DeChambeau. trains different. And this is like DeChambeau. It's driver all the time. And
It really is.
And it's in the fairway a whole bunch, and it's unbelievable. But can you sustain it? And that's what we're talking about with that world record pace, with what you previewed for us and what exactly happened the last 50 in the free.
He's going to have to pull that driver out on that last 50 to get close to that world record. But he is certainly the heavy favorite to win this race tomorrow. Nobody's going to be close to him at the 150 mark. Nobody. And everybody's going to be trying to chase him down that last 50.
And let's go back and talk about him a little bit more, because at 14, everybody said they turned pro. Oh, my goodness, he's setting all these age group records over 100. So this was the next great swimmer, and it's taken a while for him to get here. Are you starting to see in this meet a little bit of what people talked about in the build-up?
That's the funny thing about this sport, Mike, in so many ways. Nobody cares what you did last week, a year ago, 5 years ago. It's all about the here and now, and you get the feeling there's a changing of the guard in some events. Not all of them, obviously. There are some veterans there that are going to be there, Caleb and Katie and Ryan. But we're seeing a lot of new names that are going to be the names we're going to be seeing not only in Tokyo, but in Paris in 3 years.
That's right. There's a shorter window to the next one.